Have you ever stopped to think about the silent clock that keeps ticking inside you? We've all felt that fear, the fear that life is passing by too quickly, that the years are slipping away, and that our health and happiness are deteriorating sooner than expected. Maybe you've already noticed it when you look in the mirror and see the first signs of wear, or when you feel exhausted after a week of work without time for yourself. The truth is that stress, poor decisions, and unhealthy habits are taking a toll that you may not fully see yet, but you will. Imagine this. You wake up one day and realize you can't run with your kids, that every joint hurts, or that the energy you once had is simply gone. It's painful, it's frustrating, and worst of all, it's avoidable. This cycle of physical and emotional wear is real, and if we don't do something about it, it will keep stealing precious years from us. But here's the good news. Not everything is lost. There are 13 simple habits based on the practices of the longest living and happiest people in the world that can literally change your destiny. These habits aren't secrets hidden in ancient scrolls. They are things you can start doing today to regain that vitality that seems to be slipping away. Imagine living more, laughing more, and feeling fuller each day. You don't need to move to another country or make drastic changes overnight. You just need to learn these 13 habits and apply them to your daily life. Stay with me until the end and discover how each of these habits could not only increase your years of life, but also fill them with a happiness and well-being you may have thought was lost. This is your moment to take control of your health, your happiness, and your entire life. Before we begin, if you value this knowledge we are sharing and want to continue delving into life-changing Stoic reflections, make sure to follow us and activate the notification bell. With every like, you help forge a stronger, more resilient community, a space where we together cultivate wisdom and clarity. Every action counts on this path to excellence. Let's begin. First habit, keep your body in natural movement. Contrary to what many believe, keeping a healthy body doesn't require signing up for expensive gyms or subjecting yourself to strenuous exercise routines. In the longest living cultures of the world, people don't spend their time on complex workouts, but do something much simpler. They move naturally and constantly throughout the day. Think of the inhabitants of Okinawa Island, who enjoy long and healthy lives. You won't find them running marathons or lifting weights at the gym. Instead, they engage in everyday activities that keep their bodies active. They grow their own food, walk to run errands, and squat repeatedly during daily tasks like cooking or cleaning. Their bodies are almost constantly in motion, but without a structured focus on exercise as we understand it today. This constant movement is essential because our body is designed to move regularly, not to remain sedentary for hours. Did you know that something as simple as walking for a few minutes every hour can make a significant difference in your health? Imagine your body as a bicycle. If left parked too long, it rusts and begins to deteriorate. But if you use it regularly, it stays in good shape and ready for any ride. A simple example of applying this habit could be as basic as changing your daily routine. For instance, instead of sending text messages or emails, get up and walk over to your co-worker's desk to talk. Or perhaps you could get off one stop earlier if you travel by public transport, adding a few extra minutes of walking to your day. Natural movement is not just about keeping your body in shape, it's also about giving your mind a break. Recent studies show that physical activity can improve mood, reduce stress, and boost creativity. Imagine the mental clarity you could gain just by incorporating these small movements into your daily routine. Remember, you don't need to set aside a specific hour of the day for exercise to take care of your health. Every step you take, every movement you make, is like investing in your long-term well-being. Like a piggy bank you fill with small daily coins, Each of these active moments adds up to something much greater, a longer, happier, and healthier life. Second habit, find your inner purpose. Have you ever wondered what really motivates you to get up every morning? I'm not just talking about fulfilling daily obligations, but that deep sense of purpose that fills you with energy and enthusiasm. This is the core of the second habit, finding your life's purpose, something the Japanese call ikigai. It's much more than just a trend. It's about discovering what gives your life meaning. Ikigai may sound like something intangible or philosophical, but its impact on your well-being is very real. Having a clear purpose can not only improve your quality of life, but also extend it. Research has shown that people with a sense of purpose live longer and enjoy much stronger mental and emotional health. Why? Because having a meaningful reason to live drives you forward, even in the toughest moments. So, how can you find your purpose? You don't need to discover the meaning of life in one afternoon. Purpose doesn't always come suddenly, but is cultivated slowly, like a plant that grows over time. And what's most interesting is that you might already be closer to your purpose than you think. Here's a small exercise. Pause, grab a piece of paper, and reflect on these 4 fundamental points. 1. What do you love to do? 2. What are you really good at? 3. What does the world need from you? 4. How could you contribute while being paid for it? When you reflect on these questions, you're beginning to get closer to your ikigai. It won't always be something grandiose or world-changing immediately. It could be as simple as cooking for others, writing, or even taking care of those around you. The important thing is that it makes you feel connected, pushes you to improve, and makes you get up with a smile every morning. And here's the key. Your purpose doesn't have to be rigid or static. Over time, you might discover that your purpose changes and evolves with you. Just like the longest living people of Okinawa, who find their ikigai in the little things, tending a garden, teaching a traditional skill, or simply sharing wisdom with younger generations. Every stage of your life can have its own purpose, and that's what makes it so powerful. So the next time you feel lost or trapped in routine, ask yourself, what makes me feel alive? The answers might surprise you, and that could be the first step toward a fuller, more balanced, and meaningful life. Third habit, the art of untangling stress. Have you ever felt trapped in a storm of worries, with your head about to explode from stress? You're not alone. In modern life, stress seems like a constant companion, like a shadow that never leaves. But here's the secret. You don't have to let stress control your life. Although stress might seem inevitable, there are very real and practical ways to soften its effects, and you don't need to retreat to a monastery in the mountains to achieve it. Chronic stress is like a subtle corrosion, wearing down our minds and bodies day by day. Scientific research has shown that stress can accelerate the aging process, weakening our health and energy. But stress isn't just physical, it also affects our mental peace, distancing us from well-being and mental clarity. In places known for longevity and well-being, like Okinawa or the Greek island of Ikaria, they've learned something fundamental. Stress can be managed, not just endured. It's not about escaping responsibilities, but about changing our relationship with them. They have adopted simple but powerful practices that help mitigate the effects of stress without the need for major life changes. One technique you could adopt is conscious breathing. Have you ever stopped to listen to your own breathing? Breathing deeply can be an incredibly powerful tool. Try this. Inhale slowly, count to 5 as air fills your lungs, hold your breath for a few seconds, and then exhale counting to 7. With each breath, imagine you're releasing tension and worries, as if each exhalation were a tangible relief for your mind. Another key practice is connecting with nature. Spending time outdoors, feeling the wind on your skin, walking barefoot on the grass. All of this has a real impact on your brain. Nature is a natural calmer that we often underestimate in our modern lives. In fact, studies have shown that spending time in green spaces reduces cortisol, the stress hormone, and increases feelings of well-being. And how about a nap? In some places around the world, like Greece, the nap isn't just a luxury, it's a tradition. Sleeping briefly during the day can act as a reset button for your body, allowing your mind to rest and recover. It's no wonder that people who regularly practice naps report lower stress levels and greater mental clarity. You can also try practicing conscious gratitude. Before going to sleep, think of 3 things you're grateful for that day. They don't have to be grand things. It could be something as simple as the taste of your morning coffee or a smile you received on your way to work. Practicing gratitude changes your perspective, training your mind to focus on the positive rather than on what's missing. Finally, consider the idea of disconnecting digitally. Stress is often driven by the constant bombardment of information and notifications. Turning off your phone and other electronic devices at least an hour before bed can work wonders for your tranquility. Social media will still be there tomorrow, but your peace of mind deserves a break. Reducing stress isn't about eliminating all problems in your life, if only it were that simple, but about learning how to manage your reactions to those challenges. Life will keep presenting you with waves, but with the right tools, you can learn to surf instead of fight against them. Stress doesn't have to define you, and with each small step you take, you'll be building a calmer mind and a stronger heart. 4th habit, the 80% rule, a secret for a longer and healthier life. Have you ever finished a meal feeling so full that all you want to do is lie down and not move for hours? Don't worry, you're not alone. We live in a culture where filling the plate seems to be synonymous with satisfaction. But what if I told you that eating until you're completely full is not only unnecessary, but could be affecting your health and longevity? In Okinawa, Japan, one of the most famous areas for the longevity of its inhabitants, the 80% rule is an ancestral practice. The Okinawans call it hara-hachi-bu, a simple custom that involves stopping when they feel their stomach is at 80% capacity. This practice is not only linked to maintaining a healthy weight, but could also be one of the reasons why this community has extremely low rates of chronic diseases and a higher life expectancy than in many other places. But why 80%? Well, it turns out that our body needs about 20 minutes to send the satiety signal to the brain. So, if you wait until you're completely full, it's likely that you've already eaten more than necessary without realizing it. By stopping earlier, you give your body enough time to catch up, and often you realize that you didn't need that last bite. Benefits of the 80% rule. Reducing the amount of food you eat not only helps control your weight, but also reduces the burden on your digestive system. It's like giving your body a break so it can focus on more important tasks, such as cellular regeneration and protection against aging. Studies have shown that moderate calorie restriction can increase life expectancy, reduce the risk of cardiovascular diseases, and improve brain function. How can you start applying this rule in your daily life? 1. Change your mindset. Instead of thinking that you need to eat until you're full, focus on eating until you're satisfied. The difference is subtle but important. Satisfaction is enough to nourish your body without overloading it. 2. Eat more slowly. Enjoy every bite. Savor your food. By eating more slowly, you give your brain the time needed to process the satiety signals and stop before it's too late. 3. Use smaller plates. Visually, a full plate seems more satisfying, but if you reduce the size of the plate, you'll also reduce the amount of food you consume without feeling like you're eating less. 5. Drink water before eating. Often, we confuse thirst with hunger. A glass of water before meals can help you feel fuller with less food. 5. Eat without distractions. Turn off the television, put your phone away, and focus on what you're eating. When we pay attention to our meals, it's easier to notice when we're satisfied and avoid overeating. Remember, the 80% rule isn't about starving or making extreme sacrifices. It's about listening to your body, being more conscious of what you consume, and enjoying the process of feeding yourself healthily and balanced. Over time, this small change can have a profound impact on your physical and mental well-being. You don't need to move to Okinawa to benefit from this practice. You just need to be more intentional in your relationship with food. Final reflection. It's not about deprivation, but about balance. By adopting this simple yet powerful habit, you might discover that you feel lighter, more energized, and more in tune with your body. Perhaps, like the long-living inhabitants of Okinawa, you'll find that true satisfaction comes from giving your body what it needs in just the right measure. If you've made it this far because you're looking for habits that truly transform your life, comment "I choose to grow" to reaffirm your commitment to a fuller and more conscious life. This is just the beginning of your journey toward a life full of meaning and well-being. Join us as we explore together the habits that could add years to your life and happiness to every step. Discover at the end how the last of them could change your perspective forever. Let's continue. 5th habit. The profound impact of meditation. Have you ever felt like your mind is a whirlwind that won't stop spinning, even when all you want is to rest? There is an incredibly simple but powerfully transformative tool that could be just what you need: meditation. And no, you don't have to be a monk or retreat to a cave in the Himalayas to reap its benefits. In reality, it's much more accessible than you imagine. Picture for a moment that your mind is like a lake. On agitated days, the waters are murky, stirred by thoughts, worries, and distractions. But with regular meditation practice, that lake begins to calm, allowing you to see more clearly what really matters. Meditation is, in essence, a mental training that helps you pause, clear the internal noise, and restore a deeper connection with yourself. Why meditate? Meditation isn't just a passing trend or a practice reserved for spiritual gurus. Its power lies in its simplicity. Through just a few minutes a day, you can completely transform the way your mind responds to stress and daily pressures. Studies have shown that regular meditation reduces cortisol levels, the stress hormone, helping to calm both your body and mind. It also improves concentration, memory, and fosters greater emotional stability. Think of meditation as a reset for your brain, allowing you to release the internal chaos and find a state of calm and balance. It's a practice that has been adopted by leaders and professionals around the world, from corporate executives to elite athletes. It's a testament to the universal power of this simple practice. Getting started with meditation. If meditation sounds intimidating, don't worry. You don't need to spend hours meditating or have a perfectly designed Zen space to begin. All you need is a comfortable place to sit and a few minutes of your time. The key is regularity, not duration. You could start with something as simple as 5 minutes a day. A simple technique to begin with is breath-centered meditation. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and focus all your attention on your breath. Inhale deeply, exhale slowly. And when your mind inevitably starts to wander, simply bring your attention back to your breath, over and over again. Over time, you'll notice that these moments of stillness bring you more focus, more clarity, and a greater sense of peace. Final reflection. Meditation isn't just a tool for managing stress. It's a practice that allows you to delve deeper into yourself and find tranquility amidst chaos. Can you imagine what you could achieve if you dedicated just a few minutes each day to calming your mind and refocusing your thoughts? If you've never tried meditation, today is the perfect time to start. After all, the mind also needs its own space to rest and renew. Give meditation a chance and discover the changes it can bring to your life. Sixth habit, the art of sleeping well. Have you ever stopped to think that the key to a long and healthy life might lie in something as simple as getting a good night's sleep? Proper rest isn't just a matter of comfort. It's a biological necessity that directly impacts your longevity and well-being. Those who live in the blue zones, the places known for elevated life expectancy, have mastered the art of sleeping well. They don't see it as a luxury, but as a powerful tool to rejuvenate the body and mind, maximizing vitality. Why is sleep so important? During the day, our minds are active, solving problems, dealing with stress, and processing large amounts of information. But it's during the night when your brain and body find time to repair. During sleep, your body performs crucial tasks, like eliminating toxins from the brain, consolidating memories, regenerating tissues, and restoring lost energy. When you don't get enough sleep, it's like interrupting this repair process, leaving critical tasks incomplete that can affect your health in the long term. Famous writer and physician Oliver Sacks once said, "Sleep is the silent boss of health. Although we often try to ignore it or sacrifice it in the name of productivity, the cost of a bad night's sleep can be enormous." Beyond immediate problems like fatigue and lack of concentration, chronic sleep deprivation is linked to heart disease, diabetes, obesity, and even dementia. How can you improve your sleep? Here are some science-backed practices that can help you sleep better and make the most of sleep's restorative power. 1. Develop a consistent sleep routine. Your body has its own internal clock, known as the circadian rhythm. Establishing a fixed routine for going to bed and waking up can help you synchronize that clock, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up with more energy. 2. Create a sleep-friendly environment. Turn your bedroom into a peaceful retreat. Keep the room cool, dark, and free of noise, and make sure your bed is comfortable. Avoid screens and electronic devices that emit blue light, which can suppress the production of melatonin, a key hormone for regulating sleep. 3. Adopt a relaxing nighttime ritual. Instead of going straight from frantic activity to bed, consider implementing a routine that helps you unwind before sleeping. This could include reading, meditating, or simply listening to relaxing music. These activities prepare your body and mind for rest. 4. Limit long naps. While a short nap during the day can help recharge your energy, a nap that's too long can interfere with your nighttime sleep. Try to keep naps short, between 10 and 30 minutes, to avoid disrupting your sleep cycle. 5. Watch what you consume. Before bed, caffeine, nicotine, and alcohol can interfere with sleep. Avoid them in the hours before bed. Instead, opt for a soothing herbal tea or a light snack if you're hungry. Final reflection. Sleeping well isn't just a way to rest. It's also a strategy for living longer and better. While we live in a world that seems to glorify sleep deprivation as a symbol of productivity, the longest living people on the planet teach us the opposite. Rest is one of the wisest investments we can make in our long-term health and happiness. So, the next time you're tempted to stay up late, remember that prioritizing a good night's sleep is a gift to your future self. 7th habit, eating smart. More plants, less stress. When you hear the phrase plant-based diet, you might think it means surviving on nothing but salads and alfalfa sprouts. However, the reality is that people living in the blue zones, those parts of the world where longevity is the norm, not the exception, have discovered a smart and balanced way of eating. And no, it's not about leading a boring, tasteless life. the science behind a colorful plate. A diet rich in vegetables is not just a passing trend or an idea promoted by wellness experts. Serious studies have shown that those who consume mainly plant-based foods have a lower incidence of chronic diseases such as heart disease, diabetes, and certain types of cancer. What's fascinating is that by filling your plate with color, yes, the more varied your rainbow of vegetables, the better, you're also ensuring your body gets a variety of essential nutrients like antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals that are vital for a healthy life. People in Okinawa, for example, don't follow restrictive diets or become hermits eating only broccoli. What they do is eat in a balanced way. The key to their success is following a diet that is 95% plant-based. That means they enjoy a plate full of vegetables, legumes, and fruits, but they also allow themselves small indulgences like a piece of fish or the occasional barbecue. It's moderation that allows them to maintain their physical and mental health throughout their long lives. How to start eating more plants without falling into a rut. You don't need to turn your kitchen into an organic store to start enjoying the benefits of a more plant-based diet. Here are some simple ways to do it. 1. Meatless. Monday. Just one day a week without meat can help reduce your consumption of animal products without much effort. Plus, it gives you a chance to try new plant-based recipes. 2. Add an extra vegetable. It's as simple as it sounds. If you're preparing a pasta dish or stew, add an extra serving of vegetables. It could be bell peppers, spinach, mushrooms, whatever you prefer. 3. Swap out snacks. Trade chips and cookies for healthier options like carrots with hummus, cucumber slices with guacamole, or a handful of almonds. 4th. Experiment with plant-based alternatives. Nowadays, there are a variety of plant-based milks and yogurts, from almond to oat milk, that you can try. 5. The art of a colorful plate. Make your plate as colorful as possible. The more colors you have in your food, the more nutrients you're consuming. A plate full of colors isn't just pretty to look at, it's also healthy for your body. Stoic reflection. Simplicity as a virtue. In his teachings, Epictetus reminds us that happiness does not consist in acquiring more, but in enjoying less. When we apply this philosophy to food, we can see how choosing simple and natural foods, like fresh vegetables and fruits, can be an act of wisdom. It's not about depriving ourselves of pleasures, but about enjoying food that takes care of us from the inside out. Eating smart, knowing that each bite protects us from disease, is itself an act of self-care. The next time you walk through the fresh produce section of the supermarket, instead of seeing it as a chore, look at it as an opportunity to improve your health. With every vegetable you add to your cart, you're investing in a longer and fuller life. Who knows, you might just be buying your daily dose of vitality in the form of tomatoes, spinach, or bell peppers. 8th habit. Social connections and wine. In some of the world's longest living regions, known as the Blue Zones, people not only live longer, but they do so with enviable health. One of the most interesting practices that these residents share is their balanced approach to wine and social connections. But before you rush to open that bottle, it's important to understand the context and moderation behind this habit. Wine in moderation and its health benefits. Wine, particularly red wine, contains antioxidants like resveratrol, which have been studied for their potential health benefits, especially in relation to heart health. However, the true secret of this habit doesn't just lie in the wine itself, but in how it is consumed. In moderation and in the context of social bonding, studies suggest that 1 glass a day for women and up to 2 for men could be beneficial, but the focus must always be on moderation. As the wise Paracelsus once said, "The dose makes the poison." In other words, the difference between a remedy and something harmful is in the quantity. The power of social connections. The real power of this habit lies in human relationships. In the blue zones, wine is enjoyed as part of a social ritual, surrounded by friends and family. These meaningful connections play a vital role in mental and emotional health. Studies have shown that people with strong social ties live longer and enjoy better health. Every conversation, every shared laugh becomes a small but powerful boost toward a longer and happier life. How to incorporate this habit in a healthy way? 1. Dinners with friends and family. You don't need to prepare complicated meals. What matters is the company and the conversations that arise around the table. 2. Join social groups. Whether it's a book club, a hiking group, or dance classes, connecting with others is a powerful way to nourish both your body and soul. 3. Enjoy a glass of wine with food. If you choose to drink, do so with a good meal and in the context of a social gathering. The joy is not in the wine itself, but in the moments shared. 4. Extend your time at the table. Take a little longer after meals to chat and enjoy conversations. These moments can have a profound impact on your well-being. 5. Don't drink alcohol. No problem. The important thing is the company. You can enjoy a good conversation just as much with a cup of tea or juice. Final reflection. This habit goes beyond simply enjoying a drink. It's about how we relate to the people around us, and how those moments, no matter how simple they may seem, can add years to our lives. Remember, true wealth lies in human connections, and each shared laugh might just be your passport to a longer, happier life. Cheers to that. 9th habit. The transformative power of generosity. Have you ever stopped to think about the power of giving? Not just in terms of money or material goods, but something deeper. The act of offering your time, attention, and kindness. The ancient Stoic philosophers understood this well. Marcus Aurelius, in his Reflections, wrote, "What is not good for the hive is not good for the bee." This phrase encapsulates the idea that when you do good for others, you are actually creating a better environment for yourself. Individual well-being cannot be separated from collective well-being. But this isn't just ancient philosophy. Modern science supports this idea too. Recent studies suggest that generosity has surprising physiological effects. Researchers at the University of California discovered that regular acts of generosity help reduce cortisol levels, the stress hormone. It's as if with every act of kindness, you're giving your nervous system a breather, helping it relax and function better. And here's the best part. You don't need to be wealthy to practice generosity. In fact, small gestures can have an incredibly positive impact. It can be as simple as offering a sincere smile, helping a neighbor with a heavy task, or simply listening actively when someone needs to talk. These small acts not only improve the lives of others, but also bring emotional well-being to you. A fascinating study from the University of Notre Dame found something even more astonishing. Generous people not only enjoy better emotional health, but also tend to be more successful in their careers. It's as if the universe rewards generosity with a kind of financial karma. It seems that by giving, you are also creating opportunities to receive in ways you never imagined. How to apply this habit in your life? 1. Small acts of kindness. Every day, try starting with something as simple as offering your time and attention. This doesn't require money, just willingness. 2. Cultivate empathy. Listening to someone with patience and understanding is one of the purest forms of generosity. 3. Get involved in your community. Contributing to social causes or participating in community activities strengthens both your social ties and your emotional well-being. 4. Intentional generosity. It's not about how much you give, but the intention behind your actions. Be mindful and present in the moments when you choose to be generous. Final reflection. Generosity, beyond money or material possessions, is one of the most profound practices for improving our lives and those around us. Each act, no matter how small, strengthens not only the community, but also ourselves. True wealth is not measured in possessions, but in the number of lives we positively impact. 10th habit, reading, the gateway to a richer life. What may have seemed like a tedious chore when you were a child could now be your key to a longer and more meaningful life. Reading doesn't just enrich your mind, it has also been linked to greater longevity. Recent studies have revealed that habitual readers can live, on average, up to 2 years longer than those who don't read. Imagine what you could do with those extra 2 years. Explore new ideas, travel through fictional worlds, or simply enjoy the serenity of a well-told story. Reading is one of the most powerful ways to broaden our perspective of the world. Every book we read is a window into new realities, new characters, and often new ways of thinking. The famous Argentine writer Jorge Luis Borges once said, "I have always imagined that paradise will be some kind of library." And it's easy to see why. Each book is an opportunity to live other lives, understand different cultures, and nourish our imagination. In addition to enriching our minds, reading also exercises it, much like physical exercise strengthens our muscles. A study from Yale University shows that people who read books for at least 30 minutes a day experience a significant improvement in cognitive function, helping to keep the mind agile and young. How to start and build the habit. You don't need to read massive volumes or become a scholar. Start with what attracts you. Perhaps that book that's been collecting dust on your shelf. If you think you don't have time, take inspiration from figures like Warren Buffett, who spends 80% of his day reading. If he can find time to read while running one of the world's largest companies, surely you can too. Incorporating reading into your daily routine. 15 minutes a day. Dedicate a few minutes before bed, during your commute, or while waiting for something in the kitchen. These moments are enough to deepen your reading. Audiobooks. If you think time is a barrier, audiobooks are a great alternative. You can listen to them while exercising or doing daily tasks. Choose what you love. Don't feel pressured to read what you think you should. Read what truly interests you, whether it's fiction, biographies, science, or history. Stoic reflection. The philosopher Seneca put it perfectly. Reading nourishes the soul. Every page you turn is an opportunity to grow, to understand more about yourself and the world. Just as we train our bodies, training our minds through reading is a fundamental habit that affects how we live, think, and even our longevity. So why wait? Your next chapter is waiting, ready to be discovered within the pages of a good book. 11th habit. Dare to step out of your comfort zone. Think of your comfort zone as that cozy blanket that protects you from the unknown. It might feel comfortable, but it also keeps you limited. If you want to see real change, you must do what often scares us the most. Step out of that bubble. The Stoic philosopher Seneca taught us that what seems difficult is often only so because we don't dare to try. Like when you were a child and feared the monster in the closet, most of the time, the fear dissolves when you gather the courage to face it. Stepping out of your comfort zone doesn't mean you have to do something extreme from the start. Small steps are just as effective. Try a new dish, take a different route to work, or strike up a conversation with a stranger. These little challenges add up, and with each one you overcome, your confidence grows. Science supports this too. Every time you do something that challenges you, your brain releases dopamine, giving you a sense of achievement and satisfaction. In fact, Research from the University of Texas has shown that people who regularly step out of their comfort zones tend to be more satisfied with their lives. It's biology in action, not just superficial motivation. So, the next time you face something unfamiliar, remember, what you fear today could become your greatest source of growth tomorrow. And if things don't turn out as expected, at least you'll have an entertaining story to share at the next family gathering. At the end of the day, life begins at the edge of your comfort zone. Do something that challenges you a little each day and discover just how brave you truly are. 12th habit: disconnect from technology. Have you ever felt like your phone is an extension of yourself, always present and demanding your attention? It's as if every notification is an urgent call that you just can't ignore. But don't worry, I'm not suggesting you throw your phone out the window, tempting as that might sound at times. Disconnecting doesn't mean renouncing technology altogether. It's about learning to manage your relationship with it and finding a healthy balance between the digital world and the real world. Even the great thinkers of history understood the need to disconnect long before the arrival of smartphones. The Roman philosopher Seneca wrote about the importance of giving the mind a break so it could return refreshed and stronger. Today, that need is more urgent than ever, as technology can flood our minds with a constant stream of information and stimuli. A study from the University of California revealed that simply having your phone nearby, even when it's turned off, can reduce your ability to concentrate. It's as if your brain is always on alert, waiting for an interruption. This constant state of anticipation can drain your mental resources without you even realizing it. So how can you disconnect effectively? You don't need to become a digital hermit to do it. You can start with simple steps. For example, during meals, leave your phone in another room. This will allow you to enjoy the company and the moment more fully. You could also establish a digital curfew, turning off screens at least an hour before bed. Your sleep quality will improve, and you might rediscover simple activities like reading a printed book or having an uninterrupted conversation. If you need another incentive to disconnect, consider this. Psychologist Adam Alter has found that the time we spend in front of screens is directly linked to our levels of unhappiness. So, if you're seeking greater well-being, start by unplugging from the digital world, even if it's just for small moments throughout the day. 13th habit: laughter, the hidden secret to a fulfilling life. Remember when you were a child and you laughed endlessly, as if laughter was a natural part of every moment. In fact, studies suggest that children laugh about 300 times a day, while adults, caught up in daily responsibilities, barely manage to laugh 20 times a day. Somewhere along the way, it seems we left behind that spontaneous, constant joy, replacing it with seriousness and stress. But what would happen if we rediscovered the power of laughter? Far from being just a fleeting pleasure, laughter has powerful effects on our health. Numerous studies have shown that laughter stimulates the release of endorphins, the body's feel-good hormones, which not only improve our mood, but reduce stress, strengthen the immune system, and even act as a natural painkiller. In other words, laughter is a form of emotional exercise that benefits both the body and the mind. Imagine laughter as a refreshing break for the soul. While we can't always control life's circumstances, we can choose how we respond to them. If we choose laughter, we're choosing resilience, optimism, and ultimately, a better quality of life. To cultivate this habit, look for moments of humor in your daily life. It could be watching a funny video, hearing a friend's humorous story, or simply finding amusement in life's little quirks. At first, it may seem difficult, but laughter, like any other habit, can be trained. The inhabitants of the blue zones, those regions where people live longer and healthier lives, have made good humor and laughter a fundamental part of their lives. They don't see laughter as secondary or trivial, but as a key tool for facing life's challenges with a lighter, healthier attitude. So, the next time stress and worries overwhelm you, remember that a good laugh may be just what you need to transform your day. After all, life is far more enjoyable when lived with a smile. As we reflect on these 13 surprising habits, we are led to question something deeper. What does it really mean to live a fulfilling life? We're not just talking about adding years to our lives, but about finding a way of living that connects us more to ourselves and to the world around us. What role do our small daily choices play in the quality of that life? Perhaps the question is not how much time we can add to our lives, but how we can add more life to our days. True wisdom lies in recognizing that the habits we build are not just for extending our existence, but for enriching it in ways we might never have considered. So, what small changes could you start making today, knowing that each action, however insignificant it may seem, could be a step toward a healthier, more meaningful future? The answer may not come immediately, but perhaps that's where the beauty lies, in the constant search, in the ongoing reflection. In the end, it's not just about the years we live, but about what we choose to do with them. I'm excited to hear your stories of overcoming challenges on this journey. Share your victories, your struggles, and your experiences in the comments. If you're not sure what to comment, simply write "long and happy life" to show that you've completed today's session, and don't forget to like the session to help make this valuable content more visible to the world. Your voice is essential here. Every reflection strengthens and elevates our community, reflecting the true value of each individual and contributing to our shared Stoic identity. See you in our next gathering at Stoicismo para Ganadores, where we will continue exploring the riches of Stoic wisdom applied to modern life. Now, take the opportunity to expand your understanding of Stoicism with new recommended sessions. Until we meet again, remember, you are the sole master of your perception, the creator of your peace, and the warrior of your own battle. This is the legacy of Stoicism, the art of being invincible.